Okay, back at you with another video here for the NBA main slate here on Monday. We got a decent 6-game slate on the docket for tonight. Real quick, let's see how we're doing. Currently Sunday night. So decent start so far. Went with Brunson as my value play. Once Don Smith Jr. got rolled out, and then also went with Luka Doncic against Golden State. He was pretty solid there. Vucevic against Houston, I liked him. He was a little underpriced. Kem Birch, he was just minimum price, was a little too cheap, did okay. And then Nurkic, who got in foul trouble, he was killing it. He's got 30 fantasy points right now. He's only played, 14 minutes, I think, because of foul trouble, but he should be coming back in the fourth somewhat soon, so hopefully he doesn't pick up a quick fifth foul. And then I just went with Clarkson, Kuzma, and Alec Burks to round it out with that Cleveland-LA game. So that's what my lineup's looking like right now. Looking decent, so hopefully we can get into the cash. And yeah, all right, so let's move on to the slate for tonight. So a really interesting slate here. So again, a brief overview of the 6-game slate. It's this last game that I really, really like. Also really like this Portland-Sacramento game. So these last two games, I'm all about just trying to get as much exposure to these two games as possible. Detroit, Utah, basically crossing that one off. Charlotte, San Antonio, yeah. I guess Memphis, Houston, obviously Harden in play every single night. And then Boston, if we got Kyrie currently, it's a game time decision. If he misses, Rozier and Marcus Smart would definitely be solid value plays. All right, so that's just the brief overview. Let's get into the in-depth analysis. So Harden, again, 12-4. He's just matchup proof. I know Memphis, not the best matchup here, but this guy, like I said, I say this every time now. He's been playing unbelievable basketball. I've never seen someone go on a stretch like this before. So Harden, I mean, there are definitely pivots here, but I think Harden, I mean, he's got the highest floor out of anyone easily on the slate. Then Donovan Mitchell. So with all those Utah's point guards out, he's been running the point guard duties mainly. And yet the matchup here, not the best, not the worst. I mean, Reggie Jackson, not the best defender. So I think Donovan Mitchell, he's priced up to 9.2 where, I still think he has a little upside, but I'm probably going to go elsewhere. Again, I kind of like buying low-end players. I don't really want to pay a premium with Donovan Mitchell. Kind of the same thing, like I said in my last video yesterday with Klay Thompson. He's just too overpriced. I don't really like paying premiums for guys, so I'll probably pass on Mitchell. Then Kyrie, if everyone's healthy, if Kyrie plays, the matchup's good against Brooklyn. But again, I just kind of stay away from Boston when everyone's fully healthy. It's just too deep for a rotation. But if Kyrie misses, then it's definitely Rozier and Marcus Smart that get the biggest boost. So I would definitely have interest in a lot of those guys. And LILLARD here at 8.8. Under 9K, Damian Lillard, and this is a dream matchup here against the Kings. So I like Lillard a lot here at 8.8. Let's see, De'Aaron Fox. We're getting back to the point now with the Dave Yeager thing where he's just running two inconsistent rotations where it's just like almost impossible to trust any of the Kings right now. I would love Fox if he was playing, his normal 35 plus minutes like it was earlier in the season, but now for some reason they want to give Yogi Ferrell minutes. They want to give Justin Jackson a lot of minutes. I don't get it. But yeah, Fox right now, I would love to play him, but there's no minute security. It's too inconsistent with Dave Yeager, so I can't trust it. And then CJ here at 6.8. Again, me personally, I'd probably rather pay up the extra, $2,000 or so for Lillard. But if you want to take the discount on McCollum, I think he's pretty solid here at 6.8. And then Lou Williams. I really like this game here, the Pelicans and the Clippers. I know he's coming off the bench, but he's starting to play more consistent minutes. 25 to 30 or so minutes. We've seen what he can do in limited time. He's put up 50 fantasy points in 25 minutes before. He's just going to jack the ball a ton. This is a great matchup, so I wouldn't mind. I know Lou Williams is a little pricey, but I don't mind him today at 6.7. Then D'Angelo Russell, who, only GPPs. He's so up and down, but he has flashed a lot of upside here of late. And the price tag, it's just the price tag with him at 6.5K where, it's awful and it's awfully enticing, but you never know. If he's not shooting well, they'll pull the rug out under him and give those minutes out to someone else. So that is the concern with D'Angelo Russell. And Elf Payton, again, I wanted to try to get as much exposure to this game as possible. Elf Payton at 5.9K, just seems a little underpriced. They're not really playing him, 30 plus minutes, kind of limiting his minutes. But if he could see 30 to 35 minutes, he would be great play. But I still think he's pretty solid here at 5.9K. Let's see. Again, so here Marcus Smart as well as Rozier. I would love, probably Rozier would be the ultimate chalk here at 3.7, but I wouldn't mind pairing both him and Smart together if Kyrie does miss. And then honestly, I think you could take a shot here on a Tony Parker revenge game. So they rested him in Saturday's matchup against the Kings. I believe this is the first game back at San Antonio. I know he's not really seeing a whole lot of minutes, but maybe because it's the revenge game, it's because it's at San Antonio, maybe he sees a few extra minutes here. And close to minimum price. I don't know if you do it for cash games, but I think you're making multiple lineups. I think you could take a shot on Tony Parker there at 3.4K. Okay, let's move on to shooting guard. DeRozan, Aldridge. Both of them have just been really up, and they're so hard to trust. But a pretty solid matchup here against the Hornets, where I think you could take a shot at them. But me personally, again, I really like those last two games, so I'm probably not going to go there. But it's not the worst play in the world. JRUE, again, I love this game. I want to get a lot of exposure to this game. JRUE Holiday, 8K. Seems priced about right, but again, this matchup is very good. So I think he does still have some upside there. Buddy Hield, it's so frustrating with Dave Yeager. They're limiting him now. Like they literally want to give the bench guys a lot of runs. So I just don't think I could do Buddy Hield here at 6.6. I do think I could do Bogdanovich here at 5.6. He should theoretically play right around 30 minutes, and he's a high usage guy off the bench. I like the salary for Bogdan, so I definitely think he would be a king I would consider playing. Let's see. Like Derek White and Bryn Forbes, they've been pretty solid here with Rudy Gay out. So I think both those guys are okay. White and Forbes, I'd probably prefer just paying a little extra for White. But I think both those guys are okay. Let's see. Any other really cheap guys? Like Shumpert, not seeing enough minutes. Not really a whole lot here. Okay, so let's move on to small forward. And man, Tobias Gallinari. This is like a dream matchup for them here against the Pelicans. Both of them seem a little underpriced right now, and again, it's the best possible matchup. So I really like Tobias and Gallinari here. Both those guys, I think, are pretty solid plays. Let's see. So Royce O'Neal, he's been a solid value play last couple slates, but now he's priced up to 4.7K. Again, matchup with Detroit, not the best, not the worst. I still think it's doable, but I'm probably not going to go there now that he got that price bump. But I still think he's okay. Beale's just 2 inconsistent minutes right now. I can't trust it. Let's see. Justin Jackson, they seem to want to give him Yogi Ferrell some minutes, so maybe you could take a shot at him off the bench. But we know throughout his career he's a very, very low usage guy. Let's move on to power forward and Anthony Davis at 11.6. It just seems like almost every slate now Anthony Davis goes to the locker room, so it's literally your blood pressure is definitely going to rise playing this guy. But bigs against the Clippers, they've just been destroying the Clippers. Bigs have this season, so I really like Anthony Davis as a spend up here at 11.6. See, and then Randle, 7.4. So kind of got limited with Mirotic back to 20, with playing only 27 minutes. But then here in Minnesota, played 34 minutes. I think he played a few extra minutes because AD did go to the locker room. So maybe he's back down to like 30 or so minutes. But I still think Randle here, pretty solid play at 7.4. And then Mirotic here, 5.7. Seems too underpriced. He didn't seem to really limit him with playing 27 minutes. So maybe plays right around 30 minutes in a good matchup here. So I like Mirotic a lot here at 5.7. Again, I really like that the Pelicans and the Clippers game. I just want to get as much exposure to as possible. See, JaMyChal Green been playing some great basketball here. I've recommended him a lot here the last few games. But now again, the thing with paying up for guys at a premium, the price is up. It's not up all the way, but yeah, I still think he's playable. But I'm probably going to pass here now. He's priced up to 4.8K. He was like 3.8 to 4K about a week ago. But now he's priced up where I'll probably pass. So a couple Kings value guys that I do like here is Marvin Bagley as well as Harry Giles. They want to give these guys some pretty consistent minutes. Marvin Bagley played 25 minutes last game, got you 26 fantasy points. Harry Giles played 17 minutes, got you 15 fantasy points. So both those guys, I would take a shot on like the cheaper Kings, like these guys, as well as Bogdanovich, because they don't need to do a whole lot to get you there. Paying up for Willie Cauley-Stein or Fox or HIELD, it's more risky because Dave Yeager doesn't seem to want to give those guys a lot of minutes. So I do like more of the value guys here for the Kings, with Bagley, Giles, as well as Bogdanovich, probably my 3 favorite Kings in that game. Okay, let's move on to the center position. So let's see. Nurkic here, we know what he did against the Kings. A little while ago, put up 82 fantasy points. I loved him that day. Played him. He was low owned, so it was a great night. He's priced up to 8.6K. So I guess my concern is, since he did so well in this matchup last time, that the Kings maybe they're going to game plan around Nurkic and just try to double team him or get the ball out of his hands. That would be my only concern. And the price is up there a bit. He does have some foul trouble issue. Again, I played him tonight, got in some foul trouble. It is a back-to-back too. But I still think he's pretty solid there at 8.6. Let's see. So MONTREZL here at 7.1. I'm a little annoyed that they did price him up a bit, but I still love him in this matchup. This is a dream matchup for him. Perfect kind of up and down tempo game. It's definitely not a Gortat or Boban game. So Montrez, I know he's priced up, but again, I want to get him as much exposure to this game as possible. So I do really like Montrez. Willie Cauley-Stein, just not seeing enough minutes right now. I know he has been playing some pretty solid basketball here, putting up 40 fantasy points in the last 3 games, but he's just not seeing the 35+ minutes like he was earlier. They want to give Giles, they want to give Bagley some minutes. So I'm probably off Willie Cauley-Stein. Then Biyombo, Hernangomez. Again, I think these guys are going to probably just about split the center minutes, so both of them pretty cheap. I think you could take a shot. It'll probably be Biyombo that picks up the start, so it'll probably be a little more popular. I think Hernangomez would be a solid pivot in GPP, so I think both those guys are playable for salary relief. And yeah, I think that's about it. So again, a brief overview of the slate. If Kyrie misses, I really like Rozier and Marcus Smart in that game. Memphis, Houston, obviously Harden. You can't go wrong. Me personally, I probably am going to fade Harden just because I want to try to get as much exposure to the last couple games as possible. The Charlotte-San Antonio game, I think, will kind of go low owned, but I think there are some sneaky plays. Derrick White, Bryn Forbes, Aldridge, DeRozan. On the Charlotte side, maybe Kemba, but and then Detroit, Utah, probably just a cross off for me. 2 kind of slower paced teams, and then these last 2 really, up tempo games. Not a whole lot of defense should be played, so I do want to try to get as much exposure to these games as possible. So that's kind of my thought process looking at the slate. So yeah, if you guys have been enjoying the content, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave in the comment section down below. It's also important to follow me on Twitter. That will be in the description below. I'll get my thoughts and more news comes out throughout the day. And yeah, I'll be back for another video on Tuesday, so I will see you guys then.